Hello everyone, I'm Salad and welcome back to Your Turn to Die. Now, quick story time before we get into whatever this is going to be. I did something very stupid. So, I was playing Elden Ring not too long ago, and I started getting a whole bunch of lag. My computer basically froze up, and I was like, What's going on here? What's happening?" So, I did the things that I normally do to try to fix that kind of thing, and you might see where I'm going with this. One thing I did was, okay, let's clear out all. I have a browser, like I have Firefox open. Let me clear my all my my stuff out of my browser. Clear the cookies, clear the cache, and all that stuff. The problem with that is this is a browser game, and I completely forgot about that. So that ended up wiping out my saves. Fortunately, this game has the chapter select, so I was able to go to the chapter select and get back to where I was. Although it did take me quite a bit of time to do that. One thing that I realized when doing that, though, is they give you a recap when you go through that system, go through the chapter select, and it allows you to pick certain things about, hey, what happened here? And what that tells me is that my choices did actually matter, and there was a certain point in that recap where I had to choose, did X character die or did Reiko die? And I chose, of course, that Reiko died because that's what happened in our playthrough. But that tells me that, okay, somebody was guaranteed to die no matter what choice I would have made, and also this other character would have died if I made any other choices. So that was a little bit interesting. I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler for some of the other paths that we could have taken here in this game. But yeah, that's just an inevitable consequence of me doing something very dumb and deleting all of my browser cookies and application data and nonsense. So I ended up getting myself back here. I'm here now. You'll notice I've got all the victim discs and whatnot. I made sure to redo everything exactly as I did before. So now we're back here. We're ready to go, and I'll make sure not to do that again because that was very silly of me. By the way, the actual issue was Discord. Discord was overflowing my memory for some reason. No idea why. But yeah, that was the actual reason that my computer was running at 2 FPS and crashing. But now that that's out of the way, let's get to whatever this is. An extravagant feast. Gashu is on the screen. Everyone, how are you feeling? I truly thank you for once again participating in the main game. I will omit detailed explanations, but I have one point of warning this time. It appears one of you lost your tablet. Due to the need for fingerprint identification, others cannot misuse it, but as it is a disadvantage to not know your own role, a spare tablet has been placed on your table. Please use it if you are the person in question. That is all for my warning. To proceed with the rules, please touch the screen. Wait, did we lose our tablet? It's starting a second main game. Also, before we got taken over here, we got like a zap in our neck. That must have been the like the thing that everybody has around their neck, right? It probably zapped us, knocked us unconscious, and now we're here. I'm guessing that's the case. I mean, it could have been somebody used a stun gun on us, but I don't think so. Also, somebody was about to tell us something about a cell phone that they found, and they were cut off by that. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with that as well. An extravagant feast. Okay, so yeah, we don't have a spare tablet here. Yeah, this is ours. You can check it to track our roll. Found it in the next to passed out Kataro in the rubble. Wait, no, is this Kataro's? Did we take his? Oh, right. We took his, I think. Okay. I totally forgot about that. So that's his tablet. Well then, allow me to explain the rules of the main game. The basic rules are that one person to be sacrificed will be chosen by majority vote. Yep. The vote will be split into two parts. Through the first round, the preliminary vote, half of the total will be chosen as candidates. As there are 8 presently alive, this would be 4. A final vote will be held using these, deciding the ultimate victim. In other words, the sacrifice is decided by narrowing down from 8 to 4 to 1. But multiple people can still die because there's still a sacrifice, right? If the sacrifice doesn't get chosen, the sacrifice dies. So there's always going to be somebody else from one of these groups that's also going to die. Or if the sacrifice is chosen, everyone else except for one other person dies. That's the confusing part. They got me confused in the first time we did these kinds of trials. I was like, why are 2 people always having to die? What do you mean? It's because of the sacrifice. Of importance are the 4 roles. First is the commoner. This is a normal role which has no powers. The second is the keymaster. As one would expect, they hold the key. If chosen as a victim, all will perish. The third is the sage. Wait, but all will perish, including the sacrifice, which is interesting. But obviously that makes sense. The sacrifice has to be the one that gets chosen. Third is the sage. So the keymaster is basically always safe. By the power of the holy divination, they can know who the keymaster is. The fourth is the sacrifice. This is a card of reversals, which lets its owner live only if they are chosen as the victim. But meanwhile, if not chosen, they will die. So it is also an accursed card. I feel like So might be the sacrifice this time around. And I feel like they might try to make themselves get picked. And I feel like but the thing is, I don't know if we, our own character, is even trustworthy. So I don't know if we should even stop them. I don't even know if it even makes sense to stop them. We've seen in the past cutscenes of us like stabbing So. We've seen us like holding So's dead body and be like, oh no, he died, and like being all concerned about him. I don't know if that was a fake act or not. And we've seen like ourselves being dead. There's too much confusing stuff happening. Although in that case, So should be fake as well. And we know that Alice killed So, supposedly. And we also know that we supposedly have tried to kill So. So I don't know. In exchange, the sacrifice can vote twice. That's an important point, okay? And if they win, they can escape together with one person of their choice. Incidentally, in the event that multiple people are tied for first, if the sacrifice is in the tie, the sacrifice wins. The keymasters in the tie all perish. What? But what if the sacrifice and keymaster are tied? Then everyone dies and also the sacrifice wins at the same time? How does that work, huh? If both the here we go. If both the sacrifice and keymaster are tied for first, the keymaster takes priority and all perish. Okay, got it. The distribution is 1 keymaster, sage, and sacrifice. All others are commoners. Okay, they're actually telling us the distribution this time. Best of luck, and may you avoid total destruction at all costs. That goes without saying. Well, everyone, please wait for the main game to be... What? Oh, Miley. Huh? Hey, Gashu! Miley? Gashu, are you listening? You've really gone and mucked things up. You've made a flagrant transgression, one that shakes the very core of the main game. Did he tell us something that we weren't supposed to know? Are you trying to appropriate the main game for yourself? Apologies for the video malfunction. The main game will now begin. Please enter, everyone. Yeah, this is so interesting, the fact that Miley and Gashu are at odds with each other. What just happened there? Yeah, can I take another look at that? You've made a flagrant transgression, one that shakes the very core of the main game. Are you trying to appropriate the main game for yourself? So what has he done that's wrong? I mean, obviously he's here, like, on this screen and conducting this class trial type thing that we're going to be having here. Is that all she's talking about, or does she mean something more? You've already opened. Please enter quickly. Okay. Before me are strange, familiar desks. You're here. You're early, Keiji. What was that earlier? Higashu, I have the right to an explanation. Kinda feels like this won't be a normal main game. It's starting all over again. Oh my, what a bustling crowd. Did you call for me? You, what's the transgression Miley mentioned? Hey, I'm glad other people are also interested. Transgression? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean. Don't tell me it's about the wallet. Huh? The reaction seems to indicate it's not. Understand that if there truly is a transgression, it should become clear in your discussion. Supposing one is discovered, it will be addressed. Don't mock us, would you? You're the one deciding what counts as one, surely. Gosh, you? Colin Miley? Colin Safalin. Yeah, he hasn't said anything about Safalin. At least call Safalin. She can hand down a judgment on any misconduct. Very well, if that will satisfy you. Please, be our impartial judge. Why do you laugh? I am joyful. Such determination to have a fair slaughter without having to worry over misconduct. Why, you... Yeah, he'd probably be more annoyed if we just weren't wanting to participate in this at all. Now then, let the second main game... Hang on! Oh yeah, he's back. Oh, very good. Everyone is assembled. Damn it! So it's starting after all. Indeed, we have talked long enough. Now, we shall begin the second main game. So he finally woke up. We still don't know what actually happened to him. Why he was unconscious at that desk before. We're probably going to need to get to the bottom of that. Candidate vote. An extremely heavy air dominates the space. Starting again. This horrifying game. Keeping quiet's only making time pass, guys. Let's at least decide our fate by our own hand, okay? I mean, if we really wanted to do that, we'd have to just fight Gashu and everyone else. It's okay, we've walked this road before, haven't we? Then and now is totally different. We're allies by now. We spent way more time together. Then, will you die? Let's find our resolve. You said that in the first main game, right, Kataro? Damn it. Everyone, the card designs have been displayed in the rulebook this time. So be aware you cannot judge using knowledge of the designs as in the first main game. Right, okay, because I remember in the first main game, we asked them like what the design looks like on the card. Well then, please spend this cruel and dense time to your heart's content. Yashu quietly sat down in a chair. And once again, the main game began. We got this whole clout system again. Okay, first off, we gotta save. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be doomed. Alright. First, let's discuss and get 4 candidates. Who should survive and who can die? Okie dokie. Seems like you're ready. Keiji Shinogi, you a fool or what? Have you forgotten that unlike the first main game, there have been many card trades? There's no need for worthless suspicion. We can reason out the sacrifice and Keymaster. I mean, that's true if everyone just shows their roles. Or says who got traded with. If everyone speaks honestly. For how much you talk of allies, you're not being rather suspicious. At the very least, the sacrifice can't tell the truth now, can they? So it's fine to start with finding 4 candidates. Uh-huh. Because those who aren't candidates can be honest. True. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Like, if we find 4 candidates, then as long as the 4 people who aren't candidates... Well, no, that's not true, actually. Because what if somebody's working with the sacrifice, right? So let's say somebody who's working with the sacrifice doesn't get chosen as one of the 4 candidates. That person could say, oh, we should all vote for So. And we could say, oh, they're being honest. Or they could say like, oh, I know So isn't a sacrifice. So is the sage or something. Or So is a commoner. So we should vote for him. It'll be safe for us to do that. And then So is actually the sacrifice, and takes them with them when they leave. So it's not necessarily true, but I see what he's getting at. Yep, and also, if we prove what everyone's cards are right now, voting is gonna be hell. It'll be pure blame throwing. That guy should die. This guy should die. It'll be cruel and leave no trace of any bonds we've got. I get it. Very well. If it'll protect your pitiful bonds, then I suppose I'll go along with this. And thus allow me to say, so Hiyori, you're the most suspicious of all. I mean, that's a really fair thing to say. Huh? Please wait. So's contributed so much to helping us escape. Yet it doesn't change that he can't be trusted. Everything from his history on is unclear. Unless you yourself speak to your true colors, I will continue to. Then I'm fine being the first candidate. I mean, if he's the sacrifice, then he would be fine. After all, Disclosure? Sacrifice? Am the sacrifice. What's that about? Were you listening? Talking about roles is for later. Was there a rule against confessing your own? So you see. Sorry, Keiji. I just didn't feel comfy letting you take the initiative. I know. I'll nominate the next suspicious person. How about that? He's got some good idea again. Agree with So? Oppose So? Who would he want to nominate? Would it be us? Would it be me? I have to oppose him. Don't I? Or do I agree with him here? I don't understand. Like I said, I think his game, if he is the sacrifice, is for... But no, what would telling us that he's the sacrifice do? It would make it hard for us to choose him, right? If he's actually the keymaster? I don't know. Let's agree with him for now. Understood. If it'll advance the discussion, go ahead. You're so calm, Miss Sara. I nominate Kana. That's not expected. Okay, so that proves then that he's not the sacrifice. Huh? That's... why? Everyone should already understand this. She's easily tricked, timid, and lacks adaptability. Or lacks ability. What does she even have besides sympathy? Wasn't it you who tricked and used her? After using her so cruelly, is So trying to betray her? So you're giving Kana time to vindicate herself. Huh? Sure thing. Let's have a discussion about Kana's actions during the death game. So that we can trust her. No, I would have trusted So less if he didn't put Kana. If Kana wasn't the one that he nominated. Kana, at first, she just holed up in So's room. Kana Kazuchi's typically acted with him, so only So Hiyori can prove her actions. Let's see. Kana was dead weight the whole time. What a hindrance. Hindrance? Kana looks like she's pretty shocked to hear that. I couldn't blame her. I'm sure you understand, Sara. You can extract statements from them. And also, you've got a new weapon, too. Huh? You know, from when we were searching together, your shrewd detective vision. When someone makes a statement, you might notice someone else having a reaction. I can do that? Now let's get to it, partner. Okay, so we have a new ability now. So let's get information from Kana, of course. Hindrance? Kana isn't a hindrance. Kana. That's all she has to say? Kana was dead weight the whole time. What a hindrance. I've been getting fed up with having a useless helper too. Just now it felt like So's first statement caused some expression to change. While their expressions changed, I should check on them. Hindrance? Oh wait. So I have to do this. Okay, I see. Kana, are you too shocked to speak? But it seems like she's trying to say something. In that case, I just have to inspire Kana's heart. What, we're doing this thing again? Button mashing time? Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, I guess that worked. Kana, are you fine with him just saying that? That's... It's fine, you can get mad. Let what's in your heart come right out. Kana... She isn't a hindrance at all. So saying mean things, just because you can do hacking, but... Wasn't Kana the one who did hacking first? Huh? Hold your horses. How do you mean that? Kana did hacking? You never made yourself clear. Speak in a little more detail if you can. Okay. Kana did some hacking way before so did any of his hacking. What kind of hacking was it? I figured out a password. Breaking into someone else's things, that's called hacking, right? Does this mean Kana is adept with computers too? Figuring out somebody's... Okay, hacking by figuring out someone's password is hacking. But I don't think that... I don't think being good with computers means you're good at figuring out people's passwords. I think those are two different things, but okay. You can't call something like that hacking. Don't misuse words you only just learned. No, figuring out someone's password is hacking. And that's how a lot of the hacking actually happens. It's not like typing in on a terminal screen and a bunch of letters and numbers come scrolling down in green text and then suddenly you unlock the computer. It's stuff like just figuring out somebody else's password or dropping some flash drives in a driveway and hoping someone picks it up and puts it in their work computer and then getting access to it. Alright, Salright, let's advance the discussion like this. Yes. Extract statements to expand the discussion. Present items to use them as evidence, or have statements duke it out to find discrepancies. Okay, now we have access to everything we can do. Alright, let's talk to Kana a little bit more. Figured out a password, breaking into someone else's things, that's called hacking, right? So he'd been fretting about it since yesterday. He was going, I don't know the password, taking his beanie off and putting it on. Or taking his beanie off and putting it on. Suddenly I looked at So's hands, and was struck by how clean he kept them, even in these circumstances. And then I had an epiphany. That there might be traces from the password being typed. So I figured out the password from finger marks left on the keys. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, I guess, but... I think if you looked at my keyboard, you would not figure out my passwords by looking at the marks on the keyboard, okay? You just figure out what kind of video games I play. That's what you'd figure out. I extracted a new statement. Alright, what does Now have to say? Because Now is also somebody who is teamed up with So at some point. Does this mean Kana is adept with computers too? I heard they taught programming in middle school now, but to think they even teach hacking. Pretty sure they don't. What password could it have been? When I heard that, I could only think of the password to start up the laptop. Alright, well let's just put their statements against each other. See what happens, but I still feel like So is directing this whole thing. Arguing won't prove anything. Shoot, that was a mistake. Was it? Alright, what does he have to say then? You can't call something like that hacking. Don't misuse words you've only just learned. It's really concerning. We don't have much time for discussion. And how about you explain everything yourself, So? I am explaining. Explain what a useless girl Kana is. Do I need to show an item here? Alright, I'm not really sure what I'm doing at this point. I'm just gonna extract... Do the extract thing to each of them again and see what happens. Okay, that didn't do anything. There's gotta be... We have to use the conflict thing for sure then. Maybe we need to use it against... Hold on. What did Now say again? Oh, wait, hold on. Did somebody's icon flash when extracting? I actually didn't pay attention to that. Okay, not that one. Also, how would I click on like now's icon during a dialogue, since the text box is gonna block it. Okay, so yeah, none of their icons light up. So it's gotta be this. It's gotta be something with this. Okay, yeah, apparently it was that. Confusing as always. Kana, could it be that you didn't use the laptop to hack? But rather you solved the password for the laptop itself? Again, it's a matter of semantics. But this game is probably, I mean, it was definitely initially made in Japanese, so the wording might be a little bit different in the actual original text. I don't know how they describe hacking in Japanese. I see. Before the laptop was handed to So, I was the last one to enter the password. And my fingers left marks, little bits of dirt from when I pressed the keys. When did you solve the password? Well, it's not little bits of dirt. It's actually, it would be the opposite. If So found it out from Sarah using it, and it's a laptop that hasn't been used in a very, very long time, then like the oils on your fingers is what you would see, and you would actually put dust on the keyboard and see what gathers the most dust, and that's the keys that have been used the most recently. That would make more sense. But that would only tell you what keys, it wouldn't tell you what order as well. It was before the trading phase began. Hold on a sec. Don't you think that sounds funny, Sarah? It does? Does it? That it does? Does it? Which part of it sounds funny? The fact that she figured out the password before the trading period even began? I don't remember the order of operations between when everything happened with the keyboard. Does it? I mean, So shared the laptop with us so we could learn the password, didn't he? But according to you, you peeked inside before sharing the laptop with everybody. Yes. Then there was no reason to join forces? That's wrong. So wanted an opportunity to reconcile with everyone. So his way of reconciling with everyone was like fake reconciling? If you really wanted to reconcile, he should have reconciled openly. Kana, sorry to say, but there was another reason. Huh? Why did So share the laptop with us? He awakened to goodness? You wanted to be friends? To view the Sarah folder. Right, you didn't have the password to that. To look into the Sarah folder on the laptop. Yep, that's gotta be it. The Sarah folder had a separate password, which was the name of Sarah's mother. You gotta be kidding! So, you accepted my deal without saying nothing about this? Huh? His deal? What of it? Why you? Is it you talking about the thing where he exchanged the planted cards for Kitaro, or? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What deal is this? Don't sweat it. It's just between us. I don't think so. I thought it was strange from the get-go. It seems there was a deal going on behind the sharing of the laptop. I'll have you tell us everything about this suspicious deal. I went to So and asked him to share the laptop. I was surprised. Kitaro said he would give me his tokens in exchange. The two talked to each other, separated by So's bedroom door. Kana heard it too. So, in other words, he gave up his tokens for the laptop. Okay. I went to So and asked him to share the laptop. I mean, I had a responsibility, you know? When the token gathering sub-game started, I gathered more tokens than anybody to survive. Even the laptop I had managed to get my hands on, I handed it over in exchange for So's tokens. I see. I was possessed by the need for tokens back then, you hear? Is that really the only reason? Obviously. You think So blackmailed me or something? There ain't nothing. Blackmail, is there really nothing? Yeah, there's the thing about the cards. So, here's the problem. Here's the problem with this, and it is I could use that piece of evidence right now, right? I could use the security footage. But I don't know if this is right or not, because the game could just say, no, you're supposed to extract more from other people first before you use this, but I'll try it. Okay, in this instance, I happen to be right. Kataro, was there really no opportunity for blackmail? It's probably pronounced Q-Taro, but I'm gonna continue to like call him Kataro. What you saying? We acquired a certain video. Footage from the first floor security cameras. I didn't know there was such a thing. Now it's getting panicked as well. It was all clearly pictured. Kataro placing the roll cards. And So seeing him do it. Yeah, if So was really on our side, he probably should have been more open about this. Unless he just happened to know that Kataro wasn't working with the kidnappers. But I don't see how he would. If this isn't blackmail material, what is? No way! Kataro was the one who placed the cards? Muscle Gorilla was a traitor? Traitor? Is that really the case? Or was there some other circumstance? Ironically, it's because of my improved intuition that I don't understand. How could someone like Kataro be a traitor? Why'd you do a thing like that? Where'd you get the cards, Kataro? Please say something, Kataro. Things would be so much easier if everyone was just honest about what was going on here. Security cameras. What do you mean? Security cameras? What do you mean? Huh? You should have searched every inch of the first floor. Did anybody find any security cameras? I mean, yeah, we thought the same as well. We never saw any, but they were clearly there. I mean, actually, hold on a second. Wait. This is actually an interesting point. Maybe there weren't any security cameras. Maybe the security footage that we saw was from a previous game. It was from a different game altogether. Maybe that didn't actually happen. The footage is proof. Whether we discovered any cameras isn't what's important here. You were caught on camera. That's the only proof we need. Must be a puppet show. Huh? If you think about it, we've been getting tricked left and right. A fake Reiko, a fake Mishima AI. Kidnappers can move around fakes of us whenever and however they like. You mean... Looks like you got tricked, Sarah. I mean, that is honestly a really, really good point that we have to consider. Scripted by the kidnappers, actors are fakes. You fell for a fake movie put on by dolls. But this itself could be a fake movie put on by dolls. I don't know what you guys saw, but it was all a trap, I tell ya. Learn your lesson. But talk about a disadvantage. Preparing fakes to trick us with us was a stellar move by our enemies, huh? And can't take Kataro lightly either. Looks like you've been talked down for once, Miss Sarah. Anyway, I told you about the deal between me and So. And I mean, after we all looked at the laptop, I was passed out the whole time. There's gotta be somebody more suspicious than me. Double down or give up? Darn it, this is another situation where if we double down, Kataro might end up being the one that dies here. So what do we have to go off of here? So he has some sort of deal with So. Some sort of blackmail on him that Kataro doesn't want getting revealed. Is that reason for us to... So here's the thing though. This isn't like Danganronpa where we need to figure out who the killer is and they killed someone, so ostensibly they deserve to die or something, right? That's how Danganronpa goes. In this game, nobody here, unless they are really working for the kidnappers, nobody here has any reasonable reason for us to go, oh yeah, we should just kill them. We should choose them as the sacrifice, as the actual, like, sacrifice in our sense. These are all just innocent people as far as we know. And I mean, like, even if they aren't technically innocent, even if they've killed somebody like Alice has, that doesn't really give us the right to sentence them to death either for that. I mean, all of this is complete nonsense to begin with. So really, it's really we're just being forced to decide who we don't like, and then we're killing that person. There isn't any good logic to it either way. So then the question becomes, do we decide that Kotaro is the one to die here? And I don't think so, because I think I think there still is probably someone here who is working with the kidnappers more completely. I don't know. But why did the kidnappers let us see that video? If not to trick us into doing this. I'm gonna give up. I don't trust the information that we're being given. Although, did they even allow us to see that really? Not really, right? Hold on. Was it all part of the kidnappers' plan that we'd go down there? Because Miley didn't seem to expect us down there. So maybe we weren't meant to see that stuff. That's the thing. It all comes down to, what are we meant to know? What are the kidnappers meaning for us to know? And what are they not meaning for us to know? Even if Miley didn't mean for us to come down there, it's possible that Gashu meant for us to go down there. For now, I'll give up. I understand. Wait, why was Muscle Gorilla passed out in the room of rubble in the first place? Well, I don't remember. No way. It's true. Got no memory from the moment I entered that room. When I woke up, it was the main game. Now that's a rude awakening. So surely someone else knocked him out? Or he just woke up there because he's now a doll? Then we should find out who did it. They've got to be a villain. Last time I saw Kotaro healthy, wasn't it when we were looking at the laptop? Then after the sacrifice was passed to me? I started to panic and ran off to get tokens. Right, I didn't see Kotaro after that. If I can determine everyone's actions at the time... Interesting. Why don't we all give our alibis at that time? When we shared the laptop, there were 6 of us in the lobby. Me, So, Kana, Sarah, Keiji, and Alice. Okay, so it was him, So... I need to see this visually. Kana. Sarah is us. Keiji. And Alice. So the people that were missing were Now. And the kid over here who I forget his name. Sarah, we continued to look at the laptop after you took off running, though there wasn't much. After we were done looking at it, Kana went to deliver the laptop to So. It's very confusing how she talks about herself in third person. I had to read that a few times to fully understand what the heck she was talking about. Your friendly policeman stayed in the lobby for a little while. I wasn't feeling well and ran to the bathroom. I talked with Miss Now on the way back. Uh-huh. Right, I talked with So about our plans to hack the fake Professor Mishima. Okay, so immediately ran off right after we ran off. And was that the point where we had that reaction from looking at the sacrifice card and realizing that we were the sacrifice? Or was that a different time? I'm getting the timelines of things really messed up, I think. I was searching the pitch black first floor. You're revealing that here? Is Gashu gonna have anything to say about that? I was thinking I'd go back to the third floor, but there's a nuisance in the way. The laughing doll Sue Miley, it was scary. So Jin was on the first floor until I reunited with him in the room of lies? Wasn't feeling well and ran to the bathroom. I'll talk with this Now on the way back. Specifically, we talked about our hacking plan. Kana came to deliver the laptop during our chat. I thought about having Kana join in on the plan, but she promptly went off somewhere. That's my alibi, pretty much. Pretty amazing it could knock out Kotaro. Stun guns are dangerous stuff. Huh? Statement just now. How did he know it was a stun gun? Yeah. Do we use this on him? You know the weapon used well, so. Huh? I quietly took the stun gun from the scene. So only Jin and I knew that Kotaro was attacked with a stun gun. What's with that shocked expression? It's like he's concerned or scared of us. He's always been this way. He's always been like frightened of us for some reason. As if he's the one who is in the right. And he's the one who's actually the victim here. It's really freaky. The only other person who could know is the culprit. A most unexpected slip up. So Hiyori used the stun to knock Cube Taro Hamburger out. Yes, it was you. You found me out so easily. So, sorry, I didn't want anyone getting in the way of the hacking plan we were preparing. What's going on here? When he suddenly entered the room, I went and used it without even thinking. Where'd you find a dangerous thing like that? Can't seem to recall. Meow? Something feels off. You'd really have to be at your wit's end to use a single-use stun gun. Yeah. Was there something more going on between Kotaro and So? It's enough. Just knowing who the culprit was is enough. That can't... Might be pointless to push any further. So's got no intention of explaining himself. Yeah, I guess it had something to do with why Kotaro is being blackmailed by him? For now, we should spare time for someone else. Indeed, only now do we have the time to suspect each other. Even if it's hard to say, we have to say it. You mean, doubting so we can trust? That's right. Be brave and talk, everybody. Let's discuss if there's anyone besides So who's acted suspicious. If I have to say something, Now's actions had me wondering a bit. She was in the Room of Lies for quite a while. There's this video I've been curious about, so there's a certain someone I suspect a little. A video? Actually, while I was searching the dark first floor, I saw a weird video. More weird videos. Oh right, because we saw a weird video too, right? About somebody, like, getting murdered. And then they related it to us as well. They spoke our name, I remember. Pretty curious about Jin's actions myself. Why did he know how to get to the first floor? Let's talk more about it then. Actually, yeah, there was a guy with glasses. It's something like an axe swung at his head. Yeah. Then he said Big Sis Sarah's name. Yeah, we saw the same one. It can't be that video? Of course, I don't suspect you or anything. I got scared and left the room right away, but I'm sure that was a victim video. And is it the same thing for you? Actually, this video, when I first watched it, I was scared. I was too scared to look. So I used the fake Professor Mishima's monitor to play it again. What sort of video was this? Well, it's possible it was just faked, right? So I don't want to say anything irresponsible. I won't know unless you tell me. Oh, well, look, it's that video I watched with you before, Sarah. The video I saw with her? Could you say more? A woman tied up in chains while a man in front... Oh, that one. If it's that video, maybe I can show it. Here we go, this one. But that's going to reveal stuff about Keiji. But I don't think we have anything else to do except talk about that. Let's talk to Keiji first, though. Him noticing a secret door just by searching the room of rubble had me tilting my head a bit. You'd need a better nose than a police dog to do that. That's true. If Jin has the sense of smell of both a dog and a cat, then... Just a reminder, Jin's a human. Yeah, it's interesting that he was able to find that area in the first place. But I don't think we need to dwell too much on that at the moment. Let's just do this, I guess. Right now, Keiji and Jin are the ones I trust the most. Now, you're talking about this victim video, aren't you? And I guess now as well, a little bit. Ah, the one I dropped. Yes, that's exactly right. It was a woman tied up by chains, and this terrifying device started up. And just like that, the woman died. And there was a man in front laughing from behind. He looked like the policeman. To me, it looked like he left the woman to die. Huh, a shocking story. But it could always be a forgery. Then why don't we ask? Keiji, is that video real, or do you deny it? I'm doubting you so we can believe you. This freaky guy. Keiji, protect Keiji. Wait, please, Keiji is... Stop, Sara. There's no reason for you to protect me. He's right. In fact, Miss Sara, you should press the issue for us. What? I'm sure even Keiji will open his mouth for his dear Miss Sara. Expose the true colors he's kept hidden for so long. No, I refuse. I'm counting on you. Expose Keiji by my own hand? No, I don't want to. I like Keiji. I don't care that he has the I'm gonna capture you kidnapper arms at the start of the game. I didn't want to fight you, Sara, but well, can't let him mislead me. I'll choose words I can refute and talk back. Let's discuss the victim video now saw. How about? Okay, we're doing this one again. I hate this one. This one's so freaking confusing. The Sakurai's videos show the first trials, isn't that right? Turning down that volume in my headset so I can actually think. The videos show the first trials. Mr. Policeman's first trial. Well, everyone knows it. Hard to believe I'd show up in some woman's video. No, none of us have heard about it. What your first trial was yet, Keiji? Yeah, I don't think he actually told us. Please don't lie like so. Well, that's a shocking comparison to hear. Sorry, I'll reflect on it. Was our scaredy cat now able to look right at the video? Maybe she averted her eyes in fear. It happens. If she saw it alone, I'm sure she could have made a mistake. No, I saw it as well. Unfortunately, I've also watched it with her once in the monitor room. There's no mistake, Keiji. So I see. Okay, I'm definitely understanding this one a lot more, and it's going a lot more smoothly this time. Although, no, it's the one where it's side by side that was confusing, not this one. Do you see your friendly policeman nice and cleanly? Or nice and clearly? Can't really make a great call from the backside view. No good to suspect people over dubious information. I mean, that's true. No, I can identify you even from behind. Your golden hair, no one could imitate it. Pretty sure all our enemy would need is a wig to imitate it, actually. In fact, they've even got doll fakes. How can you prove it was the real me? That was a failure. Like what Kotaro said, couldn't it be some sort of fake movie? Strange to suspect it, then turn around and believe this one. Should be no difference between the two after all. I don't know what to say to this. It's not strange at all. That was that and this is this. Believing only as it's convenient to you. Can't make sense of that. Ugh, that was a failure. There's no relation between that woman and me, is there? Seems there's one whenever... Seems there is one whenever you do the first trial as a pair. Friends, sisters, student, teacher, any sort of connection. About that, the woman in the video was wearing a police uniform. You're a policeman too, Keiji. Is this just a coincidence? I give. Discussion end. I give up. I can't beat you, Sara. Please tell us everything, Keiji. That video is real. The victim video that Now saw. And it was also my first trial. Yeah, so the first trial that they're talking about is the thing like where we and Joe were both tied onto a bed and one of us had to save the other. The woman's name was Megumi Sasahara. She was my boss ever since I joined the force, and I think we did see the name Megumi on that page, like on one of the pages. I'm Keiji Shinogi. I've been assigned here starting this week. It's good to meet you. His hair color's different there. Good to meet you too. I'm Megumi Sasahara. I suppose this makes me your trainer. Well, pretty impressive for your age, Shinogi. Yes, ma'am. But you might be a bit too serious. Even if you have stamina, you have to think about how to spend it, or it won't last. I heard you were rather elite, Miss Megumi. Why would you serve as a trainer for the likes of me? I wonder indeed. I have high hopes for you. Yes, ma'am. Is she flirting with him? Is that what's going on here? But then came the day of my nightmares. I shot a person. A criminal in a certain case. Miss Megumi. What? Why am I not being punished? I've killed a person. In self-defense, yes. But the criminal wasn't even holding a weapon. That's just what the law says. You've done nothing wrong. Miss Megumi, I've heard you made a backroom deal. So what? Back to your duty. You're police. Did she do something like to try to help Keiji out and you still felt that he deserved punishment for it? Or was Keiji like tricked into killing somebody for the sake of these people that she was making a deal with? She's the benefactor who protected me. I'll never forget it. I owed her the worst kind of debt. Left her to die? No, But I killed her. Megumi. Mr. Policeman, get a hold of yourself. Sorry for keeping quiet, everyone. Truth is, your friendly policeman's not a policeman anymore. Keiji. I'm surprised. What a dangerous individual we've had lurking in our midst. You are one to talk, Mr. So. If you vote for me, I won't complain. No. Everyone. Speaking of voting, I think it's about time to decide who you'll vote for and which four should enter the final vote. Meow? No way. That was way too quick. Well, you need time to work out the card trades this time, you see. Precisely. Choosing a victim without a satisfactory discussion is not an outcome we desire either. Why do they care about the satisfactory discussion? What is so important about that? Why does it matter? I mean, clearly this whole show that they're putting on here has a meaning behind it. But I still don't understand what it is. And what do we do? Kataro, So, Keiji? Can't rightly say you're not suspicious. Hold up! Don't we need one more person, though? Troubling, huh? If it's down to 3 options, it'll make our choices that much narrower. You gotta suspect someone again? Then maybe it's better to think of who to leave out from the final vote. Who to leave out? A good idea? Let's suspect some more. No, that's a good idea, sure. That's a good idea, Jin. Really? If you aren't chosen in the preliminary vote, you're dropped out. Because you can no longer be chosen, there's no need to lie anymore. Indeed, that could be our greatest ally. But that means we have to choose either So, or Keiji, or who's the last one that was chosen? I completely forget. Kataro? Of course, if you're the sacrifice, it works against you. So we know there's the sacrifice and the keymaster. Those are the ones that we absolutely cannot pick. So that means there could just be one other one that we have to pick. What if that one other one is Keiji? I do not want that to be the case. That actually is a problem. Of course, if you're the sacrifice, it works against you. Got it. Let's talk about who we want to leave out. Oh no, okay, we still are going to pick a fourth person. Good. I was worried that wasn't the case. Okay, never mind. I did understand what Jin was saying properly. I was just worried if we're going to stop here and say, okay, no, we're going to leave we're going to leave we're going to leave it at 3 people, then that actually could be a problem. I want another option other than just Keiji if I end up having both Kataro and So be like the sacrifice and the keymaster respectively. So I do not want to kill Keiji. I think Big Sis Sarah should be left out because she's super dependable for reasoning. We should leave out someone with lots of tokens like Kataro. How about we leave out Jin since he doesn't have any tokens? I don't think the tokens should have anything to do with this. You shouldn't be selecting Jin or Kana. Sacrificing a kid's no good at all. So should be left out. He did say he had the sacrifice at the start. No. I have to say, I'll be glad if Sarah was left out. Right, if we're leaving something out, someone out, I think I'd say Miss Sarah too. Why? So weird. I'll never understand what any of these people are thinking. I feel like I'm absolutely terrible at these kinds of games. Maybe that's more entertaining to watch, maybe it's more frustrating to watch, but I feel so bad at these games, but it's really fun. It's really fun for me even though I'm so bad at it. Right, if we're leaving someone out, I think I'd say Miss Sarah too, because you're so darn cute. Yeah, huh? What do you think I was gonna say? That's what Keiji said to us before. But our escape failed. I looked at you and had a thought. He's acting kind of strange. You had this desperate look, as if you had the sacrifice. And then a trade happened. And on top of that, a last minute trade right after our escape failed. Just a tad suspicious, isn't it? I now want to know the truth about you, Miss Sarah. So I'm guessing that he forcibly took our sacrifice card. And that's why he can be so confident. I don't know. Or maybe he gave the sacrifice card to somebody else. Maybe he gave it to Kataro. Maybe that's the game that they're playing. He gave the sacrifice card to Kataro, and he said, Kataro, you bring me with you. I feel like that's probably his game. Shouldn't be selecting Jin or Kana. Sacrificing a kid's no good at all. I ain't trying to look like a good person. I just feel like once we lose our sensibilities, we're gonna turn into demons. It's gotta come to that, then pick me, Sarah. Yeah, pick you, huh? I'm never picking you then, okay. I think Big Sis Sarah should be left out because she's super dependable for reasoning. And also, I swear to protect Big Sis Sarah. Jin, I believe in you. Yeah, I definitely want to protect Jin. How about we leave out Jin since he doesn't have any tokens? Just listen. The best person to leave out is someone who's very likely to have the sacrifice. If the sacrifice comes around to you, you can trade it away if you have tokens, right? But Jin has 0 tokens. If Jin had the sacrifice even once, he wouldn't be able to trade it. And so there's a high chance he's the sacrifice. Well, we know that he's not if he hasn't been able to trade with anyone. You should leave out someone with lots of tokens like Kataro. There's been a bunch of card trading this time. Possible Kataro with all his tokens was involved in at least one trade. And him giving tokens to So, that subject could really influence the discussion. We should leave him out to extract info. So I'm confused. I thought we already decided that Kataro would be one of the ones we'd suspect. So I don't really understand fully what we're doing with the whole leaving out thing. Are we saying that everybody's a candidate except for one person? I thought we were picking the 4th candidate, and we're just trying to narrow it down versus like in the way of like, okay, who do we not want to pick? So it should be left out. He did say he was a sacrifice at the start. His suspicious actions have a purpose, but earning hate and losing trust, he's been gathering votes towards himself. So it's best we simply leave him out and have him sit in the corner of the room. He's a sacrifice he can vote twice for himself though, so he'll end up being selected. Indeed, how nasty. So what am I supposed to be doing here? Rulebook. Rulebook. Security footage, stun gun, tablet. I don't think the tablet's coming into play yet. Extract, conflict. Am I supposed to be doing a conflict here? I don't really understand. Oh, I see. So there's a flash here. Last minute trade is this suspicious. And we look at Kataro with his face changing. I see. It's really easy to miss that since the screen is like flashing white a lot of times. Kataro, is something the matter? There being a trade just before the main game. Is that true? Oh, right. He was knocked unconscious. Maybe he thinks someone's a sacrifice. Maybe he thinks he's the sacrifice but he's not or something? I don't know. Oh, well, I wonder. Don't hide it. That's what he said, right? Which means, yeah, just maybe. I figured out who's got the sacrifice. Huh? What? How could you possibly know that from what we just... Kataro. I know, everybody, listen up. Is he gonna say, I'm the Keymaster? Did he? So, my guess is still that he had a deal with So. And he was going to be chosen as a sacrifice and take So with him. But now there was a trade, so now he thinks that So traded with him, so that So is now the sacrifice? I'm confused. Huh? Yeah, I'm daring to say it before voting. What's with this all of a sudden? I can't tell where you're going with this. You would say that, huh, Sarah? Huh? Sorry for taking the Keymaster from you. Does he mean... The sacrifice card got sent was mine, Sarah. It's Kataro who sent me the sacrifice. And you still got the sacrifice now, ain't that right? What's he talking about? I have a commoner card now. Kataro's making a false accusation here. Seikon, what do I do? No, this could be useful. I think this is useful. Because this way, if we say that we have the sacrifice, then that means that So can't use the fact that he's the sacrifice to protect himself anymore. And we can vote him out. Because I believe he's not the sacrifice. I don't know. But then why? He's saying he's the Keymaster. Did he check his thing right now? I'm gonna make use of this. You really think I'm the sacrifice? Yeah. Then just leave me out of the vote. Don't be misled, guys. The sacrifice gets 2 votes. If she puts those 2 votes towards herself, she's getting selected. In other words, if I'm not selected, that'll be proof. Either way, nobody vote for Miss Sarah, and we'll have proof. I would like that, but... It's about time we proceed with the vote. Please wait, can we decide on such an important vote with so much still unclear? We just can't sort it out in such a short time. What do we do? One of these candidates is going to end up the victim, remember? We really should discuss some more. Sure don't know when to give up. Time is up. Please select the 4 who will remain in the final vote. Enter your votes, please. Please choose who to vote for. Who do I want to vote for? So, the people who are going to be in the final vote so far, I think, are Keiji, Kataro, and So. So might still have the sacrifice card, so we might still not be able to vote for him. I'd really love to vote for him, but he might be right. He might be right that he has a sacrifice card right now. So we might not be able to vote for him. So, that means that we need another option. We need a fallback option for who to kill if he is a sacrifice, he is the Keymaster, and Keiji is Keiji. So who's our third option then? We could vote for ourselves, but that'd be kind of weird. Although it would be interesting. Make ourselves one of the options. Atlas has suffered enough. Honestly, the one who frustrates me the most is, you probably already know this, but it's Kana. constantly falling for So's nonsense and getting tricked left and right. Now is actually amazing, being able to trick So back, and I think she's great for that. But Kana has been terrible this entire game. She's been terrible. Well, maybe not this entire game, but I've always been frustrated by Kana. And So said some harsh words to her, but honestly, those harsh words are also kind of deserved. So I'm kind of tempted to vote for Kana. But I'm also kind of tempted to vote for myself. I wonder what would happen. What would happen if I just vote myself out of this? Oh, I'm so curious. It would still, okay, if I vote for myself, most likely nobody's going to vote for me, right? That was what was decided. So if I vote for myself, we'll only have one vote. And so it will be proven that we're not the sacrifice either way, right? Yeah. Because the sacrifice gets 2 votes. So either way, they're going to realize that I'm not the sacrifice, I think. So I think that's not going to accomplish anything. So then the question is, who is everyone else's votes going to go for? I'm just going to vote Kana. Sorry. All votes have been received. Displaying results. We'll see. Now, huh? Okay, so those are our candidates. Interesting that Katara was not chosen in that. Because he said he was the Keymaster, I guess. So let's think here. We put 1 vote onto Kana. The sacrifice gets 2 votes. Does that help us at all? I don't think it does. But at least we do have 4 people. This also, once again, means that my vote didn't matter, because everyone basically got 2 votes. So no matter who I voted for, it would not have revealed that, it would not have confirmed that we are the... No matter who we voted for, it wouldn't have changed the outcome. Once again. First vote is over. We are so dead. And I wasn't chosen. Relief. I can feel my strained nerves loosening. But why these 4? Sora, you... Just like I said, I'm not the sacrifice, I'm a commoner. 4 will advance to the final vote. So Hiyori. Kana Kizuchi. Keiji Shinogi. Now, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. Why me? This isn't right. I know this to spare myself. You can't want to have a conversation when you feel like this. I feel like Keiji's gonna try to make himself a sacrifice here. As in, like, he's gonna try to sacrifice himself for the group. Because he feels a sense of guilt for what he did in the past. And he's probably thinking that this is a way to repay it. Which is why it's my role to inspire them. Like Keiji did for me in the first main game. Give a pep talk. Lift your heads up. We've always done when we had to do. What? We've always done when we've always did what we had to do. No, we've always, okay. Maybe that sentence works and my brain's just not braining, but no matter how cruel it is, you just can't stop. But Kana, we're not your enemies. Even if someone is the sacrifice, we move in the same direction. We talk, and we advance the discussion. Sora! I mean, those are sure pep talk words for somebody who isn't the sacrifice. But if somebody's the sacrifice here, that sure isn't much of a pep talk. They're still like, I need to make sure that they choose me. Right, you are. The real battle begins here. Everyone. Alright, first, it's time for those of us who weren't picked to guide the discussion. Incidentally, I'm a commoner. Be at ease. Alice is a commoner too? Muscle Gorilla, it's not the time to shrivel up. Let's remember the card trades in order. Also, it'd be nice if one of the ones who wasn't picked was a sage right now. Yeah. Now, please grasp your fate with your own hands. May you not all perish. Now we will have an in-depth discussion on the card trades, understood? Good, I definitely need a recap on those. Stripey, leave us to us. Because I know there was a trade before, like, anything all happened, and it didn't change our card at all, right? Gosh, you quietly sat in the chair again. And there was a trade after that where KG sent his Keymaster role to us. There were 4 trades made in total. There ain't that many. By the way, I've been a commoner the whole way. Didn't get traded even once. Trading cards requires 50 tokens. It's not as if just anyone could do it. Yeah, but I don't remember how many coins everyone had. Obviously, Qatar was the one who had the most, so let's talk to him first. Honestly, it's all a mess in my head. Glad we've got given more time to sort it out. My heart was pounding, wondering when I'd get past the bad card. But my roll didn't change up to the very end. I made it through all 5 trades. 5? I thought he said 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah, Cube Taro in first, Jin in last. Now is also low in ranking. Of the 4 candidates, I suppose Now was the only one who lacked the tokens to make a trade. Okay, so she should still have her original card? But wait, wasn't she talking with Alice? Was that this time around? She was talking with Alice, I thought. In that one room, trying to discuss something. I'm not sure, then. But I think we need to take this statement and make a conflict here. Muscle Gorilla, that's wrong. What? There were 5 trades. 5? Wait, by my memory, there were 3 trades. Then I heard there was one just before the main game. I get it. You misunderstood, Kataro. There were 2 trades while you were out. What? That don't make no sense. Okay, he's saying that doesn't make sense, that there were 2 trades. Why? Why is he saying that doesn't make sense? He was expecting only 1 trade for what reason? Why would he only be expecting 1 trade? Is it because his deal with So was that he would make a trade and take the sacrifice card, and then he would be given the Keymaster? But he's like, oh, there's 2 trades? That means he swapped it and then swapped it back or something? I don't know. That's our line. Yeah, he must have been banking on something regarding the trades. So he probably thought, because he heard, oh, there was a trade? Okay, I'm good now. I'm the Keymaster. But now he's heard 2 trades. Oh no, I'm probably no longer the Keymaster. Probably what he's thinking. So maybe he is the sacrifice and he's the Keymaster now? I don't get it. Sorry, but nobody's giving me an explanation. Well, that's on us. Cube Taro Hamburger, when was it you passed Sara the sacrifice card? In fact, did you have the sacrifice to start? No, that ain't it. First card I had was Commoner. Get it. That tells me most of the trades. So that first trade was somebody gave him the sacrifice? Well, I don't have a clue. Why is that? Because your friendly policeman made the first trade. Okay, so that was the first one. What did you say? Who'd you trade with and what? They gave Sara the Keymaster. Huh? Then what card does Sara start with? I have no reason to lie, but I won't say I was a commoner. Is there a reason to lie? What if they, is there any benefit to them thinking that we had sacrifice? I don't think so. I was a commoner. At first, I was a commoner. You traded Keymaster for commoner? And I deepened our trust doing it. Yeah, he definitely did. I completely agree with that. Let's do a little sort out. In the first trade, thank you for this. This is very helpful. I passed the Keymaster into Sara's hands. In the second trade, what got traded? Someone sacrificing Kataro's commoner? Sara's commoner and Kataro's sacrifice? I don't remember. So skilled with the puppy dog eyes. Considering the order of things. Someone's sacrifice swapped with Kataro's to a commoner, so he got given the sacrifice. And in the third trade, Sara's Keymaster and Kataro's sacrifice were swapped. And I guess there wasn't anything I could do about this, because I didn't take Kataro's coins. Yep, that's what it'd mean. Although, because I started a game anew from the chapter, so like maybe that changed? I don't know. So it's everything you can remember. You have an obligation to properly explain to us the third trade. At the time of the third trade, I was searching the first floor alone, so I want to know the situation. I shall tell you. The third trade occurred when everyone was sharing the laptop. Somebody was missing at that time. These trades, it'd be better to keep them sorted out in my head too. You can now sort out the details of the trade. What does that mean, sort out? Okay, let's get this all straight. The top row of this table is what cards everyone had to start with. Those further to the right had more tokens to spend, in broad strokes at least. Okay. The next row is what cards everyone had after the first trade. Below is after the second trade, after the third trade, and so forth. The bottom row is after the fifth trade, in other words, the rules they ended up with. But we can't actually trust this completely. Of course, this is all guesswork. I'll rework it if new information comes up. I love this and am very thankful that this exists. This is so good. Okay, I'm a very much a visual... I very much am a visual learner, so the ability to actually see this, pondered the fifth trade, everyone's final roll. Sorry. Yeah, I really like this. So this is like specifically pondering the row, not a specific row and column, right? Initial distribution. Yeah, I really like this. Okay, so the main thing that's currently missing from this chart is, of course, the sage. We have no idea who had it at the start. So if all of these people are telling the truth, then the sage would have to be with maybe Now or Kana, perhaps? There's potential there. But then it could also be with our policeman friend here. I want to take another look at the where is it? The papers. Because I want to see what profession everybody was. I don't think I can see that. I think it just has like, 'cause I wanted to see the policeman lady that was dead. I want to see what her profession was listed at. I think it was just policeman, but I wanted to make sure. Alright, now again, the question is, how do we move on from here? Kataro, why aren't you talking? At the time of the third trade, I was searching for the first floor alone. I was off doing all this stuff by myself. I wanted to see the laptop. What stuff did you do exactly? It's not relevant right now. Okay. I mean, that's fine. And also they said, Jin also said something about a phone, right? What they found? But wait a second. The way that we change roles is done by phone, right? Could that mobile phone be relevant right now? Like, could we right now switch somebody's role? Does Jin have the power to do that? I wonder. I don't know. I shall tell you, the third trade occurred when everyone was sharing the laptop. Remembering that photo on the laptop still makes my heart quake. But what's important right now is that card trade. In the end, it was mutual betrayal. Cubetaro Hamburger, despite being right there, he traded his sacrifice to you. Such a cold-blooded man. You're not speaking bonds to me. Huh? Something strange here. Yeah, so Alice is saying that Cubetaro, he traded the sacrifice to us here. And that's what he's saying happened. But I don't think that's the case. I think what actually happened is maybe So traded his sacrifice to us and became the Keymaster. And then So traded the Keymaster to Cubetaro? Is that right? I don't know. But is there anything we can even say about that? Oh wait, we have his tablet. Is that relevant? Probably not right now. It's probably not relevant at the moment. Let me listen to that again. Okay, yeah, we can look at this. I thought so. Why won't you deny it, Cubetaro? What? I mean, you need a ring-up box to trade. If he used one on the spot, shouldn't we have seen him do it? Yeah, that's easy to refute. What could he be hiding? Well, he's not refuting it because that was, I think, part of the plan. I don't think it actually went that way, but I think that was actually part of the idea that maybe So gave him. You might think that that's what he did. Be as silent as you want, it's no use. Spit it all out, Cubetaro. I meant to cooperate with Sarah, with everyone. But I got used for convenience. I'm pathetic. A pathetic adult. The third trade. My sacrifice being sent to Sarah. It wasn't me. It was So's doing. So you can trade other people's cards? Say what? I don't know what you're talking about. So knew. He knew I had the sacrifice. What? When everybody was sharing the laptop, So wasn't going to use the toilet. He went to use a ring-up box to trade my sacrifice and Sarah's Keymaster. Is that something that you can do? Don't know a thing about that. Wait a second. He chose 2 other people and made them trade? You can do that? That's what I'm saying. It must be possible, huh? So you can say that with confidence. So, isn't it about time you confess? So, why so? Why do you always have to be like this? Why can't you be normal? Tell us your real reason for sharing the laptop. Such a deeply suspicious individual, KG. Oh no, it's this one again. Discussion is stuck in equilibrium, failing to come to an agreement. How about I hear the truth from your mouth? About what? Between statements these 2 give, I should either affirm correct ones or deny incorrect ones. Okay. Alright, Cubetaro couldn't do the third trade. Okay, this separation actually makes it more clear. I like this. So now we understand, yes, this is what Keijo is, this is what he's saying. And this is what So is saying. And we can affirm or deny him. Okay, I get it. I get how this is laid out. So Cubetaro couldn't do the third trade. Affirm. We could affirm that. I was on the toilet, so I could neither. That doesn't make any sense. You said that, but that's not necessarily true. And also there is a no, right, there's the cell phone thing. I think the cell phone is gonna like blow up all of this, no matter which way we understand it. Exactly, because he was with us. Question is, how do you know the sacrifice? Just rolling on ahead with this assumption that I knew, huh? Did he learn about Kataro's sacrifice via hacking? Couldn't I just take a peek to do that? Yeah, you could just take a peek. So, did you? Precisely, you saw it directly. Kataro's intent was to negotiate with So, and as a condition for his trade, he showed his sacrifice card. It's natural to think that. Such an active imagination, Miss Sarah. How about you use that imagination to consider what their negotiation was like? Kotaro started to negotiate outside So's bedroom door. True. Huh? Were you watching or what? Yes, we were watching. No, let's just affirm this. Yes, even So's already recognized that fact. That's right. How did So react to Kataro's proposition? He must have let him in the room quickly and struck the deal. I'm not brave enough to let Kotaro in. I don't think it matters whether he let him in or not. Oh, actually, no, it does, because he has to see it directly. You're not brave enough to let him in? That doesn't make any sense. No, you were brave. No, I was trembling like a puppy. Sorry, don't lump strangers in with weirdly powerful high school girls like yourself. What do you mean weirdly powerful? Right, you promptly invited him in to talk. Hey, you do know Kotaro despises me quite a bit. So would I really throw caution to the wind and open the door for him? That wasn't right. That wasn't right either? Exactly, you're frail, So. You surely wouldn't have that courage. Is that meant to be a provocation? It's not working. It's also too cool-headed. Is So an adult? I don't really know. Fine, I guess I have to deny this. No, I'm sure So was on guard. Kotaro had taken the laptop from him once before. So wouldn't let him in the room, no questions asked. Then, did they make a deal through the door? How amusing. I just thought of a way. Kotaro slipped the tablet under the door? Wouldn't he consider I might betray him? That's it exactly. That's what Kotaro did to propose his deal. So must have been fairly wary of Kotaro, who could best him using force. So Kotaro informed him that he was the sacrifice in advance. Not vocally, but by showing him his tablet. So, you had yet another objective on top of tokens in the Sara folder. To control the sacrifices you wanted. You got it. But now he's gonna say, you got it. I wanted to sacrifice for myself, or something like that, because he said that he was the sacrifice already. Or not, I'm not believing you about that. After the second trade, me and Kana were working on the escape plan. Then I heard Kotaro through the door. Want to make a deal, he said. I didn't care to listen, but he slid his tablet under the door. And there I saw it. Sacrifice. How brave of him to go as far as offering up info just so I'd share the laptop. What do you know? Sara, you saw that first floor security footage, right? Well, it's the truth. I haven't discussed my first trial, have I? It was one absurd trial, I tell you. He told me, set up the props used for the death game. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. Then it's true? You set up the cards? I mean, that's really not something to blame him too much for. He's just setting up cards. Yeah, of course I didn't know what they meant yet. Once I found out, I knew Kai's fate was set. It's like I killed him. Kai took the sage card I just placed at random. That's why I at least wanted to get Kai's laptop back one more time. Such an emotional story. So that's what drove you to give a whole 100 tokens. Well, 100? That's enough for 2 trades, are you insane? But you left yourself enough for just one trade. How cunning. Pretending to risk your life but not forgetting to protect yourself. What a dirty adult you are. Say again? All told, you left yourself an escape route. If you were in a pickle, you could pass the sacrifice away from yourself. That's why I decided to act first and send the sacrifice to someone else. To Miss Sarah, always thinking of her allies. Is that the truth? Is that the truth of the third trade? I was hopeful it might make you tear off your sheep's clothing. What does he do with all this to me? But you went above and beyond my expectations. He keeps saying like that we're in sheep's clothing, that we are the evil one here, but I don't see it yet. I mean, I know that guy was calling out our name, and I know that we have the vision of us stabbing him, but the fourth trade was you, wasn't it, Miss Sarah? What do you mean by that? I mean, the sacrifice is what killed Joe, yes? I didn't do any trade. I didn't have tokens. I don't know if I had tokens because this is me reloading from the checkpoint. So I don't know if I had tokens or not. I didn't do any trade. I guess it's off the mark there. I didn't do any trades. In fact, I couldn't. Someone stole my wallet. Oh, that's true as well. That's a poor excuse. Actually, when did we lose our wallet? I don't even remember that. Quiet, loner. I was with Big Sis Sarah for the fourth trade. So was I. Sarah didn't do any trade then. Well then, it must have been an ally who did it for you. What, Keiji? Keiji, you took the sacrifice from Miss Sarah, didn't you? What? What's the meaning of this? I mean, I could see him doing that. Like, it was very obvious from our reaction at the computer that we had the sacrifice, so that's really very simple. The two of them were accomplices. Miss Sarah and Keiji formed a terrifying plan involving the sacrifice. To achieve victory in the main game by way of said sacrifice. That doesn't make any sense. He had the Keymaster initially. No, we had the Keymaster initially, and he was a... Or no, he had the Keymaster initially, and we were the commoner. It never had anything to do with the sacrifice initially until you gave it to us. They schemed to escape by working together and having Keiji with it win the vote. I suspect the fifth trade that followed was Miss Sarah and Keiji making a bluff. They just picked two random commoners to have trade. Did you say Keiji Shinogi as the sacrifice? First off, we don't even know if it's possible to trade two other people's cards. That was never confirmed. And also, obviously, that's what he's saying is completely untrue. That's all a wild fabrication. I mean, the sacrifice I had was taken away by the fifth trade. So spouting nonsense to lead everyone by the nose. If my reasoning is correct, Keiji is the sacrifice, and the sage is... Miss Now, perhaps? I'm the sage? Yep, so it may well be fine to have Miss Now die this time. Oh, wait a second! At the start, you said you were the sacrifice. Yeah, that was a lie. I'm a commoner. This guy. No way. Then, wouldn't you be in the same boat as me? Ah, I see. Just choosing anybody but Keiji is the same in the end. Ah, then let's vote for Kana, since she's the least valuable. So... Enough. It's been a long time since I've hated somebody this much. Here's a friendly little police report. I long since used up all my tokens. You want me to just believe that? So, you're just dying to say I ended up being the sacrifice, aren't you? Oh! Keymaster. Unfortunately, I'm the Keymaster. Okay. He's still the Keymaster. Interesting. Huh? What is with that expression? What is wrong with you, so? Why are you always shocked at everything? What are you saying? The Keymaster's Kotaro, though. He was thinking that Kotaro was the Keymaster. I see. Looks like we got him good. My real role is Sage! Oh, it's a dangerous thing to say. Kataro's the Sage? Ridiculous, that's impossible. It is possible, alright, and as a Sage, I'm making an announcement. Keiji's without a doubt the Keymaster. It can't be true. That's all. But that means that he can say who the sacrifice is as well. You're on the right track to think accomplices. But it wasn't Sara that I teamed up with. It was Kitaro. It's very nice to see So panicking. But I still don't understand him. Like, why does he hate us? Why does he hate us specifically so much? And why does he, like, make it seem like everyone else is the bad guy and he's the good guy getting picked on and bullied here? I don't understand when he's so clearly evil himself. Let's tell the truth of the fourth trade, shall we? The trade between Mr. Policeman and Kitaro. Okay, what do we got going on here? First, when So betrayed me with the sacrifice, I went stomping around in a rage. When I heard what happened, I proposed to Kitaro that we team up. So the fourth trade? In the fourth trade, you two traded your cards? That fourth trade sure ended up punishing the loner now. Hold on, Kitaro, weren't you passed out during the fourth trade? I'm guessing, okay, I'm guessing we're gonna find out more about that in a second, but let me just take a look at this chart now again. So then, now he's saying he's a commoner. I don't know if I believe that either. I still feel like he might be the sacrifice. What is going on here? First, when So betrayed me with the sacrifice, I went stomping around in a rage. Seeing you acting funny, Sara, I was convinced the sacrifice had moved to you. I wouldn't let it stand. I decided I'd knock him down and take my tokens back. Keiji noticed me then and came to talk. He persuaded me to give it up. Didn't know what So was thinking after all. And so I trusted Keiji and had him take custody over all my remaining tokens. All of them? Wow, that's a lot of trust to place in Keiji. When I learned about the sacrifice incident, I proposed Kitaro that we team up. That said, when I first spotted him, I just pacified him since he was pissed. But I ended up talking with Kitaro and we thought things over. The fourth trade, I traded my card with Kitaro's Keymaster. But actually, I went and did this trade myself while Kitaro was passed out. Seems Kitaro figured it out during the main game. I was able to put the story together. It's all owed to the power of that card. Even my noticing of Kitaro's Keymaster. Oh, the Sage card? So you're saying that you traded the Sage to Kitaro? Hold on a second. But that trade happened here, right? That was the fourth trade? Then what about the fifth trade? Right, the fifth trade was the trading of the sacrifice card. So the question is, what is So hoping for? So was saying that Kitaro should still be the Keymaster. That's what he was hoping for. Alright, let's just talk a little bit more. Hold on, Kitaro, weren't you passed out during the fourth trade? I mean, Keiji could do the trade himself, but... Is he panicking? He hasn't worked out his logic. That fourth trade sure ended up punishing the loner. I'm sure Mr. Policeman was burning with a desire to see justice carried out. He used the whole 50 tokens to trade cards, with Muscle Gorilla just to defeat the loner. Huh? Before Mr. Policeman said he didn't have any tokens at the fourth trade, then he couldn't have traded. So you're saying the trade was not possible? Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. Let me reread that. Mr. Policeman didn't have tokens, so he couldn't do the fourth trade. But I can't imagine he would lie about this. But he said he got Kitaro's tokens. Does it only work if he uses his own tokens? Enough, seems like I got knocked out and taken out in advance. Or are we supposed to use this? And use this against Jin's statement. You gave him all your token? Okay, there we go. I see. Sure did. Seems like that landed way outside So's ballpark. Shut up! That's a new sprite we haven't seen from him before. Running out of leeway, are we? I still got doubts. I can't be convinced with just that. After all, Keiji, why were you able to know about Kotaro having the Keymaster? Isn't the only way to do that during the main game with the Sage's power of clairvoyance? Huh? So you still don't know? Okie dokie. Let's resume the discussion. We're able to extract a new statement from So. I just have to keep going. So, Keiji has a different way to learn about who that is the Keymaster? It's all to the power of the card, even my noticing the power of Kotaro's Keymaster. Did I say anything strange? Okay, never mind. Sing through to who the Keymaster is. Isn't the only way to do that during the main game with the Sage power of clairvoyance? Ugh. Oh, that's all he has to say. Never mind. Sure enough, seems like I got knocked out and taken out in advance. So in the fourth trade, Keiji and Kotaro traded their cards? Why can you make a proper trade, Keiji? What's wrong with that? I don't understand what I'm doing here again. Power of what? Footage, the rulebook. Oh! Is it from this? Is it based on who voted for who? But I don't know if he could figure that out from the votes just now. Could he? No, or the tablet. No, the tablet, right. Something the matter? Oh, never mind. Okay, do I give it to him? Oh, he doesn't need that garbage. Okay, now I'm confused. The power of that card. Or, okay, maybe it is this then. No? I'm so confused. Okay, maybe we just have to do this. Maybe that's all there is to it. Power of that card. You don't mean... Okay. That's all there was to it. We just have to conflict them. Yeah, the Sage's clairvoyance, of course. The Sage could use clairvoyance even outside the main game? That's what the tablets are for. You intentionally didn't mention it. Unraveled all the mysteries now. This should prove it. Mr. Policeman used clairvoyance to see Kotaro's Keymaster. And I made the fourth trade to swap Kotaro's Keymaster and my Sage. Let me reread that, because that's important. He used the clairvoyance to see the Keymaster, then he made the fourth trade to swap Kotaro's Keymaster and his Sage. Got it. Okay. And now, there isn't even a need to discuss the fifth trade anymore. There is if it involves a sacrifice. Because somebody took my sacrifice in the fifth trade. I need to know who still. Confessed your victory earlier. You confessed. I'm a commoner. He said that, but I don't know if that's true. Any other questions? No, there's something odd about Keiji's story. It'll become clear if I look back at the trades so far. The card I had at first was a commoner. Keiji's with a Keymaster. And in the first trade, Keymaster was sent to me and my commoner to Keiji. Right, he started with the commoner card, not the Sage. So when did he get the Sage? Next, the second trade. The sacrifice was sent to Kotaro, and his commoner went to someone else. Next, the third trade. So initiated a trade that sent me the sacrifice and Kotaro the Keymaster. And the fourth trade The Keymaster went to Keiji and the Sage to Katara, which doesn't make any sense. The part that's strange enough, it's the Sage card. It just suddenly appeared out of thin air. Interesting that So didn't pick up on that. But Keiji still used this to sort of mess with So and get some information out of him, I guess, but I don't know if we should be bringing this up. That's right, the Sage is out of place. Keiji should have been a commoner the whole time. So why did Keiji have the Sage at the time of the 4th trade? Unless he didn't trade this, unless he doesn't have the Sage. He might have just had the commoner and just figured it out some other way. First card wasn't Keymaster. He's lying about having the Sage now. Oh, that's not it. Because Keiji was able to see that Katara had the Keymaster. Okay, that's not the only way to know he has the Keymaster. So it's true that he had the Sage. But the trades don't make sense like this. That must mean Keiji's first card wasn't the Keymaster? That doesn't make sense though, because he traded with us. Oh, wait, maybe he had the Sage but didn't trade our card. That's the way he knew that you could trade other people's cards. He didn't trade his card for ours. He traded it to somebody else. That's what he did. He gave us the Keymaster because somebody else was the Keymaster. And then they were he took a commoner's card. No, he took our commoner card and gave it to the Keymaster and gave the Keymaster's card to us. That's what he did as the Sage. He basically just moved things around on his own, using all the tokens that he had to work with. His first card being the Keymaster, that was a lie. Keiji had the Sage from the beginning. Which means this Keymaster was stolen from somebody by Keiji. And so his clairvoyance let him see who had the Keymaster from the beginning too. Which is why in the first trade, he could make me and the person with Keymaster trade. But if he did that... In that case, does So have a point? Does So have a point? Did his Keymaster card get stolen by Keiji? Like Keiji and ourselves are working together against him? Are we the baddies here? Is that what happened? We stole his, like Keiji stole his Keymaster card and then gave it to us. Is that what's going on here? Hasn't he been lying to me this whole time? Are you really going to vote for So? No? Something's not right. We should discuss this a little more. Stop it. Aren't you a candidate? You won't have to get picked. I mean, but if we pick the wrong person, then that could be a problem as well, like if he's the sacrifice. But Keiji was the Sage. He should know. He should know who's this. Actually, can he use his powers of the Sage now? Or no, Katara's the Sage now. Like, do we know for sure who has the sacrifice card at the moment? I'm afraid too, but I just get a weird feeling. Are we sure So is really a commoner? And that Keiji's the Keymaster? Oh, something's odd. Yeah, why is she... I don't know, I mean, she's right, but... You're exactly right, there's still mysteries remaining. In the 5th trade, why did someone trade for the sacrifice I had? When the other party was a commoner. This isn't a problem we can ignore. Yeah, this 5th trade, we should talk about it some. Yeah, somebody else has this sacrifice and that could be important. By any chance we pick the sacrifice, we're done for, you know? We shouldn't need any more discussion. Keiji? Digging up old conclusions? It's just gonna make us more lost. It's your turn to die, So. That's how this will end. Your turn to die. Do we all take turns? Did we all just have a nicely taking a turn to die every single killing game? Is that how this goes? Is the way that this killing game works is that you keep going on to the next iteration as long as you're alive? Unless like some of these people are dolls, some of them are real. And the whoever survives just moves on into the next game? Is that the way it works? And so Keiji's saying it's your turn to die. Like, they both came from the previous game. They both understand how this works already. No, we can't do that, Keiji. As long as we have time, we should seek the truth. Alright. Let's do it. We'll discuss the roles of the four who were in the final vote. Goodness gracious.